form in general, so the just very basic, is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Ax squared plus bx plus c. And your a, b, and c will be some number. So it's like some number x squared. So like 5x squared plus 4x plus 3. That would be in standard form. Now, every time the a is always paired with the x squared. So even if these are rearranged, if I ask for the a, it's not 100% for sure going to be in the front. You got to look at what's with the x squared. Most of the time that'll be first. Your b is always paired with the x, and the c is always the number by itself. But there will be times, especially today as you're getting started, you have to label a, b, and c. You have to be able to look at that and know what number is A, what number is B, what number is C. Some other things that you can tell right away from looking at the equation is negative. If your A is negative, the parabola is concave down. Do you remember what that means? Concave down. It looks like this. It's like more of an N shape. It's upside down. The arrows point down. It's concave down like a, does anybody remember? Frown. Looks like a frown. Okay. If A is positive, the parabola is concave up like a cup. Well, I wanted something that rhymed, you know. Cup and up rhyme, frown and down rhyme. Now, what we talked about in 5.1, if it's concave down, where is your vertex located? It's at the top. It's right in the curve, which happens to be at the top. And so we call that a maximum. So if it's concave down, it has a maximum. If it's concave up, where is the vertex at? It's at the bottom. It's at a minimum, right? Yep. So those are just some things that you can pick up on and you can notice from an equation.
What's the bottom one called?
Do what?
What's the bottom one called? Minimal?
Yeah. If the vertex is at the bottom, we say that it is a minimum because it's the lowest. Now, one other thing that we can get is the C value. The C, it's the y-intercept. So whatever number is added at the end, that's where it crosses the y-axis. So like, for example, this example on the board has a +6. It's going to cross the y-axis at 6. Now, what we can't see from looking at this equation right off is the vertex. There's a formula that we have to use to find that. And that formula is x equals the fraction, an easy fraction, negative, and then in parentheses is b, over 2 parentheses a. You're always going to have a negative out front no matter what. You're always going to have a 2 out front in the bottom no matter what. And then you fill in your B and your A. That right there is going to give you the X value of your vertex. You also need a Y value. And so the Y value, you plug the X value in to get the Y. So these first two examples, I've kind of got you a guide for doing the steps. So let's start. So number one, the first thing I want you to do is label A, B, and C. So what do we think my A is? It is 1. It's not x squared.
So you put a 1 in front of the x squared?
It's
Always?
Yeah, if there's not a number in front, you assume it's a 1. When I ask you for your A, B, and C, I only want the number. I don't want 1x squared, just 1. What is B?
4 negative.
Negative 4. You don't need the x, just the number. What is C? Negative 5. Okay. Any questions on that? Now we're going to find the X value by filling in, so it's negative B, so my B is going to go there, and it's negative 4. So yes, I'm going to have two negatives, that's okay.
Oh, you got one.
And then 2, and then my you're going to type in your calculator. How do you type a fraction in? Alpha y equals. And you should get 2. So that's only the x value of your vertex. A vertex is a point. You have an x, comma, y. So you only have the first half of it. To find the y value, you're going to take this 2 and put it into where the x's are. And notice down here, I've kind of left some blanks where the x is. So we're going to put 2 in all of those spots. And then you can just type that in the calculator. I will tell you that you might want to start using the store button. Have we used the store button in here? No? Okay. So this problem, it's pretty easy. There's no negatives really involved. And you could type it in like this. You can't see that.
Do we have to use a store?
You don't, but so 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5. And you get negative 9. That's the right answer.
I think I put negative 5 instead of minus 5.
That'll do it.
60%.
Yep. The store button is another option, and basically you're going to tell the calculator what we got for x, and then you're going to tell the calculator what equation we're plugging it into. The reason that is beneficial is because you know that when you square a negative, you're supposed to put that number in parentheses, and it's easy to forget. If you use the store button, that does not matter. You don't have to do anything with parentheses. It does take maybe a couple of button clicks extra, but if it gets you the right answer, it's worth it. So let me show you the process for doing that. And I can write it down. So we're going to do 2. You're going to type in a 2. And then you're going to hit the store button. It's over beside of the 1. And then you're going to type in an X. And that's this button if you want to write like the whole button. The easiest way is to hit that button. And it's going to type in X. 2 store X. And then hit enter. And it's going to verify that X is 2. It's going to tell you this is what X is right now. Gosh, I can't see. And now the next line, we're going to type in my equation exactly as the problem has it. X squared minus 4x minus 5. And then hit enter. And your calculator handles all of the parentheses and stuff. So you don't have to worry about making that mistake.
What are you going to put? With the store first?
Just do the store first. You do 2 store X, hit enter, and then type in. And you should get -9. Again, some questions like this one, there's really no negative, so you probably wouldn't make a mistake anyway. But some of them there are, and if you just want to get in the habit of doing the same thing so that you get really good and fast at it, that's fine. Either way, we got the vertex is the point to -9. So A is 2, B is 12, C is 16. I think everybody had that. And then we're going to fill in to the formula to find the X value of the vertex. So negative B, so put a 12 there, 2A, put a 2 there. And then you got to type that in your calculator or try to do it in your head. When you are showing work on problems like these, I will expect to see this. So negative 12 divided by 4 is -3. So you should get an X value of -3. And so that's your X. That is what you're plugging in for all of these X's. And again, you can just type in that problem like this, but you might make a mistake. It's easy to do. If you forget parentheses, if you just type 2 times -3 squared, you're going to get it wrong. Okay. So if you use the store button, here's what you could do. -3 store X. Enter. Yep, -3 is what I want. Can you see it? And then type in 2x squared plus 12x plus 16. And you get -2.
I got -11. I don't know.
Check your numbers.
Well, I did like the one I got -2.
Because the original problem had a 2 in front of the X squared.
Oh.
And you forgot that. Alright, so the vertex is -3, -2. Any questions? Now, number 3 is going to start out by you finding the vertex, and then it asks for a few more things. So start by finding the vertex, and then I'll help you figure out the rest. Now, I did not give you a guide. I did not have anything for you to fill in. It's just the problem. So you're going to have to look back for the formula to find the vertex. All right, let's look at number 3. Who wants to tell me what you got as A, B, and C? Riley?
1, 16, 71.
Perfect. You took the easy question, so now you don't have to answer the other one. All right. When you fill in to the formula to find the x value, what do I fill in? Who wants to give me this one?
16 on top and 1 on bottom.
Almost. You're
And
missing.
two beside of it.
Yep, and the negative. Yep, all of that. So you got the negative, the 16, 2, and then the 1. And when you type that in the calculator, somebody tell me what you get. Negative 8. Good. 2. And then the y value, raise your hand if you use the store button on your calculator. Okay, raise your hand if you just manually typed it all in. Okay, yeah. That probably would be okay for most of you, but some of you, did anybody type in negative 8 squared without parentheses? It's okay if you did. Anybody? Okay, so nobody made that mistake. So what did we get for the y value?
Yeah, I got a couple answers.
7.
Yeah, I got 7 left. Where
I got 7.
Positive 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Store.
Yep, when you use the store button. So if you do negative 8 store x, and then you type this in, don't have to worry about parentheses.
I did it straight out. I got a big old number, 1,000.
Yeah. Okay. So that means that our vertex is negative 8, 7. Now, does this graph have a maximum or a minimum? It does have a minimum. Why do you say that? Because it's concave up like a cup, and the vertex is down here at the bottom. So it's a minimum at, anybody remember this from 5.1? Your minimum is at the y value of the vertex. So it's a minimum at 7. If you want to draw a little arrow to show your future self where you got that 7, that's fine, because you'll probably come back and be like, I don't know where I got that. What is the axis of symmetry?
The 2. Is that the one that goes straight through the line?
It does go straight through the vertex. Mm-hmm.
So would it be 2, right? No.
Well, first of all, what do you have to put at the beginning?
X equals?
X equals, and then it's the x value of the vertex.
Plus negative 8.
X equals negative 8. Got to put the x equals on this one.
I got that wrong on a lot of my already. I kept on going down because I kept on forgetting.
Or the IXL.
Yeah.
The IXLs, yeah, you had to put that. The y-intercept is going to be what? 71. What did you say?
7.
Oh, sorry. It's 71. It's your C value. Now, you could, like on a open response type, like where you're just giving an answer, I'm okay with you just saying 71. Sometimes you will be asked to write it as like an ordered pair. In that case, it's going to be 0, 71. The y-intercept has a 0 in the x spot.
How you know if one goes like first? 'Cause I kept on getting that wrong a lot of my already. I excel too. I put 71 to 0.
X and Y. 071 is on the y-axis. If you flip them and had the 71, it would be like a 71 on the x-axis. Not up, it'd be right. But on a test or whatever, if I say what's the y-intercept and you just say 71, I'm okay with that. So try numbers 4 and 5. All right, number 4, you should have wrote down negative 2 over 2 times 1, which gives you 1. And then for y, you should get negative 6. Does that sound about right? Leaving the vertex at 1, negative 6. This one also has a minimum at -6. The axis of symmetry is x equals 1. And the y-intercept is 0, -5. Are there any parts of that that you need me to go over more? Number 5, -14 to -1. So you should have gotten an x is -7. This is one especially the storing, because you got the negative here, and that's a negative, and you got the squared, and whew, it's a lot of negatives. So if you got 80, did anybody get 88? Yeah, if you got 88, then you made a mistake, and you probably should just use the store button, especially when you see, you're like, there's a negative there, I just got too many negatives. So you really should get -10, I think that's right. If you use the store button.
Well, I know all the rest of them might have put like a subtraction sign, so in the beginning of the first one, I didn't know if it was I put a negative sign like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You get it, it's -10, so right?
Anybody else get -10? That sounds right. Max at -10. X equals -7 is the axis of symmetry. 0, -59. We will stop there. We'll do the little graphing one maybe Monday.